Hey soulmates, welcome back to Eleganza TV. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to draft an easy Nosh color crop shirt pattern that's perfect for beginners and very simple to follow. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, do make sure you do so you don't miss out on more sewing and pattern drafting tutorials like this. Without further ado, let's dive right in. So first, I will start by ruling a straight line on the top of my pattern, which will serve as my starting line. So I'll start with the back pattern first because it makes it easier to align and create the front pattern later on. So once the back pattern is ready, I'll move on to the front and show you how to form the notch collar step by step. So I went ahead to measure the length of my crop shirt, which is 21 inches plus folding allowance. And then next, I measured my shoulder to bust point, and that is 10.5 inches. Then I went ahead to rule a straight line on both points. So I went ahead to label the lines, the shoulder, the bust point, and the waistline. Then on the shoulder line, I took my shoulder divided by 2, and I added 1 inch because it's a free shirt and I wanted the shoulder to drop. So after doing that, I came down by 1 inch on that same point for my shoulder slants. For the neck wideness, I made use of 3 inches, while I used 1.5 inch for the neck depth. Then I just placed my curved ruler to connect the neck curve and also to connect my shoulder slants using my straight ruler. So having done that, I came down by 8 inches from my shoulder slant, which is my arm cycle length. And I got that measurement by dividing my bust measurement by 6 and added 1.5 inches. Then I measured the same thing I have on my shoulder line and placed on my arm cycle length. So I have 9 inches on my shoulder and I placed the same on my chest line, and I connected using my straight ruler to my shoulder slants like you see me doing. Then after doing that, you're going to get the midpoint of that arm cycle length. And for this pattern, I will not be going in by half an inch on the armhole like we usually do. So I measured my round bust measurement on my chest line, and then I will place my curved ruler to connect to the midpoint of my armhole. So my bust measurement is 41.5. I divided it into 4. Then I added 1 inch for his, like I said, is a free shirt. So I have not had in my sewing allowance yet. When I cut on my main fabric, then I'll add my sewing allowance. So having done that, I placed my curved ruler from my body measurement to the midpoint of my armhole, and I went ahead to use my marker to make the lines visible. So next, I'm going to measure exactly what I have on my chest line and place on my waistline because it is a free shirt. If you want it to be fitted, then you can measure your round waist measurement on your waistline. So this is everything for the back pattern. It is just simple. So I went ahead to cut out the lines for my back pattern. So I'll keep it aside and let's cut the front pattern. For the front pattern, I have a more bigger pattern paper because of the collar and the lapel, which I am going to be cutting together. So I came down by 6 inches from the top of my pattern, which is for the collar part. Then the straight part, which is vertically, I came in by 5 inches. So you're going to come down by 6 inches on the top, and then the side facing me, I went in by 5 inches, okay? So after doing that now, I'll be connecting all the points together as shown. So after drawing this line, I'll be taking my measurement from inside of the box. Now I came down by 10.5 inch for my bust point. Notice that I am taking my measurement from the line under, not from the top of the pattern. And then I also measured my top length of 21 inches. This is plus folding allowance. So I ruled a straight line on both points. I've gone ahead to label the lines, my shoulder line, my bust point, and my waistline. Now on the shoulder, I took my shoulder divided by 2. I am taking my measurement from inside of the box, okay? And I also added 1 inch for my ease allowance. Then for the neck wideness, I used 3 inches and also 3 inches for the neck depth. So I connected my shoulder slant and also connected my neck curve like this. So I also came down by 8 inches from my shoulder slant, which is my chest line. I measured exactly what I have on my shoulder and I placed the same thing on my chest line. Then I connected straight up to my shoulder slant. So this is the same thing I did for the back, that I'm doing exactly the same thing for the front. I won't let us fade away, even when we old and gray. Know that I'll be it. So guys, after taking my body measurements, the next thing I have to do is to get the lapel for the front. So first of all, I extended the line on my chest line, my bust point on my waistline outside of the box. Then I measured 1 inch for my button allowance starting from my chest line. Then I connected together using my straight ruler. So next I placed my straight ruler and connected from my neck wideness to the button allowance on the chest line. So guys, I forgot to mention that I need to extend the line at the neck depth by 1 inch for the button allowance. So after that, I connected the new point to the button allowance on the chest line. So this gives me the shape of the lapel. Now, if you want your lapel to be smaller, you can go up from your chest line and adjust the neck depth, or even bring it down a little depending on how deep you want your neckline to be. So just play around with it. And then for a wider lapel, you can come out by 1 inch from the button allowance on the neck depth, just like you see me doing, and then reconnect it back to the chest line. Some shirts have small lapels, some have wider ones, so just adjust it to the style you prefer. So after doing that, I went ahead to make all the lines visible so you can see it clearly. Now we are going to draw the collar parts. First, I drew a straight line from my neckline upwards. Then I brought back my back pattern to measure the round neckline and I got 4 inches. So I measured 4 inches from the shoulder point along the slanted line. Next, I went in by 0.25. You can also use 0.5 inch. Then I slanted the line back to meet the shoulder line. So this little slant is going to help the collar relax properly when you sew it together. So to explain again, I measured what I have on my round neck for the back pattern and I had 4 inches. I placed on the slanted line, then I came in by 0.25 and I slanted the line again to meet with my shoulder. So this is the actual line I am working with. After that, I drew a straight horizontal line across that 4-inch point to serve as a guide. For my collar width, I made it 3.5 inches and then I measured that along the line and I slanted it upwards. So to help me slant it well, I came up by 1.5 inch from that line and I slanted it to meet the 4-inch point. So this is what it looks like. Now moving on to the front neckline, I went up by 0.5 inch from the neck depth and then I drew a slant line, kind of like an inverted line. Then I used my curved ruler to connect from the collar width to that point and that gives us the notch collar shape. There is no fixed measurement for that exact notch area. I just came up by 0.5 inch and my extended line is 1 inch long. After that, I labeled my pattern and I cut it out. And that's it for both the front and back shirt pattern. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. Also, I'll be posting a quick tutorial on how to attach the collar on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So check the description for the links. And if you want to request a pattern you'd like to see on this channel, you can send me a message on TikTok. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. You don't want to miss any of my tutorials. Bye guys.